In 10 seconds, you're going to see a killer video from the Lean Smarts Academy. To see more, click here and start a free trial today. If I were to ask you how to measure success, you might tell me something like sales or productivity or even quality. Now, each of these answers are good answers. However, when it comes to lean, we often think through another lens, which comes with these concepts of value and waste. And these are massively important. The question of what is value is perhaps one of the most important questions you could ever ask. We want to understand what's valuable. Value can be defined as anything that transforms material or information into something the customer wants. It's what the customer is actually willing to pay for. Anything of this sort is a value-adding activity. That's what we call it. These are those exciting moments in a process that transform the material or the product into something closer to what the customer actually wants. These are those moments like cutting, hammering, screwing, sewing, bending, and the like. These moments come and go really quickly. They can be very fast, even just taking a fraction of a second, but they're the only activities that are truly creating value for the customer. Now, if you were to ask the question, what is waste? Well, waste is everything else. Everything else that is not creating value for the customer is wasteful. In Lean, we define 7 classic types of waste that you will want to learn and memorize and know by heart. Now, I know them by the acronym TIMWOOD, which you're welcome to use. However, there's other acronyms out there that might be useful to you. The first waste is the waste of transportation. Transportation of material and stuff is always wasteful. It doesn't transform the thing that's being carried. After that is inventory. Inventory might look good to the untrained eye, but it's actually wasteful. It doesn't create value, and in fact, it comes with a lot of waste and cost. After that is motion. Motion has to do with the movement of people. People moving around and even breaking a sweat, unfortunately, by itself doesn't create value, and so it's waste. After that, we have waiting. Waiting of all kinds, whether it's a person or a machine or something else, is wasteful. We want to get rid of it. After that comes overprocessing. Overprocessing has to do with the waste of correction, correcting something that's been wrong and processing it again, or overprocessing something and adding more than what the customer is actually looking for, which doesn't create value because they're not paying for that. The next waste is the waste of overproduction. And this one is regarded as the worst of all wastes. In fact, if you've ever seen the I Love Lucy episode at the chocolate factory, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Whenever you create more than what your customer needs right now, it's wasteful, and it multiplies all the other wastes in the process. Then the last waste is defects. Perhaps this one doesn't need an introduction because defects are clearly massively wasteful. Customers don't want them and they're not willing to pay for them. And so defects of all kinds are a total waste. These are the 7 types of waste, and you must learn them and know them by heart. The key thing is to train your eyes to see them. You want to see the waste because if you can't see the problem for what it truly is, you can't improve it. Now, the goal of Lean is not to make the processes just run faster and harder, working people and machines to the bone, but rather to eliminate the waste because there's so much of it and it's not creating value. So now you train your eyes to see it and you get it out of your processes so that the value can flow. What we're trying to achieve is to line up the value-adding activities in time and space so that they can go bang, 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 and get out the door. That's what we want. Really exciting and fast and with no waste involved whatsoever. What happens instead, unfortunately, is an order gets released and it sits around and it waits and nothing happens, and then you get a bang. And then there's some transportation and some motion, people counting inventory on the shelf and nothing's really going on, but then it gets to the next process and you get another bang. And then it's again waiting, and now there's some defects and some overprocessing to correct those defects, and all kinds of waste, and then a bang. Right? This is not the bang, bang, bang and out the door, but that is what we're trying to create. And it's what happens when you get rid of all the waste in your processes. So keep that idea in your head and remember that's what we're trying to achieve. It's not necessary for processes to take hours or days or weeks to get the job done. When you think about lining the activities up, it can be a lot shorter in time. But it only happens when you learn to see and eliminate waste. If you want to get your organization running at a world-class level, it's time for you to join the Lean Smarts Academy, where I've got tons of videos just like this one that are designed to help you grow people and practice continuous improvement on the front line.